Welcome back. Last Thursday, staffing group Adcorp made an offer to buy all of the Kelly Group shares it doesn't already own.
Yep, that was the same day that Kelly announced that Adcorp had bought Coronation's 29% stake in its smaller rival.
We're joined in studio by Richard Pike. He's the CEO of Adcorp. Of course, Richard, we would have liked to get you in last week, but you were travelling over to Australia. That was another acquisition you made last year. So it's been a busy couple of years for acquisitions. What's the end game that Adcorp's aiming for here?
Yeah, Stephen, good evening. What you're finding in the staffing industry is that size has become important and geographic spread has become important from the point of view that all of our clients are typically global and multinational and national. And so you need that kind of spread. So where we focused is Africa and the Asia Pacific region. And so we have been very acquisitive, as you say. We've bought a couple of businesses in the past. And so it's really to bulk the business and to make sure that we've got that spread whereby we can service those clients that straddle that same geography.
So let's look at Kelly specifically, because it's undergone quite a few changes in the business following a few struggles of its own, having finally returned to profitability just last year. So talk us through the sustainability of the turnaround we've seen there, because it was a swing from a loss position.
Yeah, Alicia, we've been watching Kelly obviously for a long time, and as you say, several times. It's gone through a turnaround. It's had a new management team that has been in set for about the last 2 years. And we're very impressed with what they've done with the business and how they've turned the business. And so I think, the question about sustainability, I think that it is very sustainable, and I think they're on the upswing. I think they've done some very clever stuff, some good stuff. There's some good people in that business, and hence the attractiveness of that business for us.
Well, those shares in Kelly have gone up 24% over the last year, so perhaps had you bought it before it saw the turnaround and profits, you might have got it cheaper. But you're also taking on Gareth Tyndall, the man who's turned it around.
Yeah.
Is this somebody you're going to be keeping on in the group? Are you keeping Kelly intact as it is?
Yeah, I think if you look at our formula, it's to build businesses, not to break businesses. So we're not guys that buy a broken business.
So you're a turnaround specialist.
Yeah, we buy successful businesses and we perpetuate that success. And the guy like Gareth and his team, they're part of that success formula. So, that's the perpetuation of that success that we would like to make sure that we continue with.
The company had losses because of some of the inefficiencies in its payroll system, but also as a result of falling revenue from a lack of business. So give us a sense of the operating market here and the business that the company is going to be targeting moving forward.
Yeah, the way that the world has worked in our industry sector, and I think it's changed significantly since about 2008, since the global financial crisis, where there's been quite a spotlight on resourcing and how we resource, or employers resource staff. Typically, it's become the domain of procurement departments, and procurement departments have put it out on tender. And if you need to respond or want to respond to a tender, you need size, you need innovation, financial stability, etc. And I think if you look in the South African environment, Kelly's very strong in that area, we're very strong in that area, and I think together we could be exceptionally strong. And so whereas this type of business was sold on relationships in the past, it was very decentralized, unstrategic, it's far more strategic, and technology is playing a greater role, and that's a global trend, and we see that trend following in South Africa.
Richard, this isn't a done deal yet. You've got the 29th over from Coronation fund managers, and you've offered other shareholders $250 a share. Any indication from any of those shareholders on whether they're going to take up this offer?
We haven't made the offer to shareholders yet. What we've done is we've made an indicative expression of interest to the board of Kelly. We made that offer, or that expression of interest.
So it has the support of the board?
It has the support of the board. So they've indicated that they will support that based on the fact that we were able to pick up the 29% in the market that stake that Coronation has. They've said that they will talk to us and they'll speak to us exclusively towards some kind of conclusion. So it's by no means a done deal. We've got a lot of work to do. We're starting that work this week. But we would love to get the asset, and we'll work hard to that end.
Yeah. So as Stephen highlighted at the top, Adcorp has been on a buying spree over the past 2 years as it looks to become a major recruitment firm in Southern Africa. Is that pretty accurate of your target and the strategy now that you've got in play for growth?
Definitely size is part of our strategy. We are ranked about number 30 in the world. If you look at the top 30 in the world, about 15 of them are American, and they only operate in America. So you strip those out, so we'd fit into somewhere around about the top 15 that are global, if you like, and we'd like to get into the top 10. And we think that if you're in that number, be taken very seriously. You've got an offering that's of attraction to companies straddling those geographies, and so that's where we would like to get to.
Richard, we have to leave it there. Thank you very much for coming through today. I'm sure we'll be chatting again about this. And you see, Alicia, bigger is better according to Adcorp, not maybe for Nigeria though.
I think we're overplaying that right now. That was Richard Pike, the CEO of Adcorp.